About ready. Second here. All right. Well, welcome everybody. It's Pastor P on the mic tonight, joining with the podcast, and a pretty intriguing topic tonight. The topic tonight I wanted to discuss: who's in charge of this big booty standard or big booty theory? Whose fault is it? Just I guess a little background history of what's going on in the world today. A lot of people haven't been, taught self-love. So when they see movie stars or rap artists, singers that have this image, if you will, everybody tries to convert to this specific standard. So you have people, if they don't have, this hourglass shape, Coke bottle shape, that form, it's almost as if, women feel like they're less of a person because they don't have the big booty. So you have a lot of people that are purchasing. People have bought themselves a little butt, so now that they could feel like they're wanted, or that people would chase after them because they got a big butt. And it's, if you kind of look at, the way the world's going, like females, I used to study women when I was younger and I was a teenager, early 20s and stuff like that. I used to study women. But, a woman would look at another woman, kind of check her body out to see, if she's shapely or whatever. And that image would be in her mind. And then you'll have a guy that'll chase after a girl with, the big butt and all of that stuff like that. And so now it's become a standard. And if a woman don't genetically have a big butt, it's almost as if they don't like themselves, or they're not, happy with having the butt that they got. So you'll see, I go to the gym and I work out. So you see everybody, everybody, their mama, everybody working on their butt. Everybody in there is doing squats, pinching it in, lifting it up, pushing it to the side, and all of these different exercises, because they feel like if I have a butt, I'll get attention. Or if I have a butt, I'll look better. So the buttocks has now defined, or it's like a class, for women now. And I'm just trying to find out whose fault it is. I just want to know. And I need y'all to, I want y'all to talk to me. We can make this a little dialogue. You could kind of, put your comment in or whatever. But I'm trying to figure out, what caused this to be a standard. I have a theory. I have a thought process, behind, or, a thought process of why people do, purchase butts. And, it gets so bad, man. To be honest, a lot of these women probably should get a refund, and go back down there, because, stuff start falling apart because it ain't authentic. So but it's become a standard, man. And if you don't have a butt, it's almost like you're not. Almost like you're not a woman or something. Like you don't have, you haven't entered into womanhood, or you're not whatever. So everybody is trying to find a butt or create one. So trying to find out where the standard came from. Like when did this come? Because back in the day, not I won't say back in the day, but years ago, if you had it, you had it, and if you didn't, you didn't. And it is what it is. But now, man, when I was growing up, man, I ain't never heard about nobody purchasing no butt. People buying butts now. It's just it's kind of funny. That a person would purchase one because they don't have one, or genetically they didn't receive it from the genes. So everybody's trying to get one. So I want to know where this theory come in, and I think that those that are blessed with it, fine. And if you're not, that's fine too. But you don't have to down yourself as a person, and you don't have to, make it as if you're not, or you're less of a woman because you don't have a butt. And I know that, to be honest, I'm gonna be 100% honest. A lot of people get hooked on, pornography, and that pornography kind of aids the image of what a person should have, or because it's that that lust nature that comes through that phone, or that computer screen. You see the girl, and everybody, oh man, oh, she got a big butt, oh, that's a big butt, oh, she got a huge butt, and then so hearing that, seeing that, it creates this theory in the mind that if you don't have one, then you're not this. And I promise, I've seen so many people pride themselves just because they have a butt. So so now pictures, people that take pictures nowadays, man, it's not about eyes. I remember growing up, man, it was like, man, if she had pretty eyes, boy, man, she looked good. If she got a pretty smile, she looked good. It was more so about, just the external, whatever. Everybody got their own thing, but back in the day, it was like, hey, man, you got some pretty eyes. But now, people, when they take pictures, man, they just gotta take, it gotta be a side shot, a back shot. People don't even pride themselves on their natural face, natural hair, natural complexion, different things like that. They gotta be, I gotta show this butt, man. I gotta show, I gotta show what I got. I gotta show what my mama blessed me with, and so get that, getting to that, it kind of, push other women that are. I don't want to say less fortunate, because it's not a fortune, but women that don't have the same as another woman. This woman, if hers not sitting out like that woman, that doesn't mean that you're less of a woman or not a woman. So but I believe, and y'all can chime in whenever y'all ready, but I believe that a person that has to chase after a butt, a female, if you got to go, to the doctors, or plastic surgeon, or you got to do all of these different type of workouts so you can get a butt, it's because you don't really love you, right? You don't love the natural body. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not against people working out, because I work out. Working out is healthy. But if you're working out to say, man, I want my butt to look like hers, or I don't get enough attention because her butt is bigger than mine, so, because she got a big butt, I want to, she get more attention from the guys than me, and all that stuff like that. If that's your theory, or if that's your thought process, what I mean, that's not good. You don't love you. So I think whose fault it is, I blame it on the parents. I blame it on the parents. I blame it on the parents, because if a child is growing up and you teach that child, self-love, self-care, how to, enjoy them, because a lot of times, man, I've seen families, when you have two females in the house and a mom, and because they're caught up in the same theory. I've witnessed it my own self. Be like, girl, oh man, your butt getting big. That's a big old butt. Wow, you getting So it's more more attention and more likes, if you will, for that. I've heard mothers tell their children, "Oh my God, you got a big old butt. You got a big butt like your auntie," ooh, and all that. That type of stuff. So it stems from the way a person is brought up, and then also when a person becomes an adult and they have low self-esteem, they're not they're not grateful for what they are, who they belong to, and all these different things like that. So then that's when you get this theory in the mind that, oh yeah, I gotta get a butt, I gotta get a butt. And then and then on the flip side, the way that men were trained, like growing up, that's all that's what I was hearing. You know what I mean? As probably like more in the adult life, as a child, or like growing up, like low teens, right, like 12 to 15 ish or whatever like that. It was more of, oh, she had a pretty face or whatever like that, or she got a great smile, or pretty eyes. But then as I started getting in high school and college and stuff like that, it was just about a butt. Everybody was talking about butts. I'm like, man, why is everybody? And so that became the thought. And then when a person, if you start hearing stuff a lot, start seeing stuff a lot, and then so men, you got men that they won't even date a girl if they don't have a butt. I'm like, man, that's probably the dumbest thing that you can think about. I heard people, man. I've talked to so many young men. I'd be like, man, that's a beautiful young lady, man. You should probably try to talk with her. Well, I don't know, man. She ain't got enough back there in the back. I'm like, what? She don't have enough what? So that stems from that stems from training. That stems from what was being said. So it's not about the girl. Yeah, because I can tell you something, man. She can have a big butt, all this body, and all that stuff like that. No brains, don't know how to wash clothes, don't know how to wash no dishes, don't know how to cook, don't know how to relate in a conversation, don't even know how to converse, don't have a mindset to progress, and all those different things like that. So, if you're just chasing a butt, to be honest, you know what I mean, after a while, man, it might start off like a Coke bottle, but after a while, you might have one of these, man. It might be, might have one of these after a while. You get it'll turn into a liter in a gallon, maybe. You never know, because when a person gets married, when a woman gets married, she may look one way, but then y'all start having kids and stuff like that, man. She ain't gonna have the same shape. Some people, they wing it on through, but after a while, man, stuff start hanging and sagging and all that stuff like that. So it ain't gonna always be so that we gotta get from that mentality. So it's become a standard for women, and it's also become a standard for men. So men are just like, man, well, she got this, or she got a wagon, oh, she got a big old dump truck, she got a, trailer and all that, we say all those different things, because that's that's the thought. But, that goes back to parental guidelines. It goes back to the house. Was your father there to teach you how to, receive or respond or react to a beautiful woman? Because to be honest, a beautiful woman isn't a woman that just has a behind, right? A beautiful woman isn't, because it, and I'm guilty of it too, growing up and hearing that, and I thought that was just, that's what we supposed to go for, but as I got older and got a better understanding, it wasn't, all about like just a butt, a person how's their heart? How's their mind? How's their engagement in conversation? Can we go out, and have a good time? Can we have a good conversation over dinner? All of these things. So those things together, that's where okay. She seems like she's a good woman. She just because she got a butt don't mean she a good woman, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm be honest. What happens is this country, sexualize everything. So everything is about sex. Everything is about having a big this and a big that. And, she gotta she gotta be it gotta be like that. It gotta be all this, all of that. It just has to be that. And if it's not that, it's almost like she don't have, or she's not a special person, or she's not beautiful enough, man. Somebody told me, man, she got everything, man. She look good. She got everything. She just ain't got nothing in the back. I'm like, man, come on, bro. you can't be, you don't seriously believe that, it's gonna stop you from progressing with a woman just because she don't have this big old butt. Now, if that's your thing, I guess that's your thing. But I don't think that, we need to base women off of that because then it start putting pressure on a woman. You know what I mean? And we could cause that. Men could cause that pressure on a woman, have her doing, squats and everything else, man, wearing herself out just to try to get a little butt so that somebody could see her or so somebody can identify that, oh, she got a butt. Oh, she got a wagon. Oh, she got a dump truck. Oh, she got that. She got that. I mean, what about she got great conversation. I really love her smile. What about stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? I guess everybody just got their thing. You know what I mean? Anybody got a comment about this? Like can anybody concur with what I'm saying? Is this something that you've witnessed? Is this something that or a place that you've been in? Have you been in a place where you wouldn't talk to somebody unless they had a shape? Or have you ever been that girl, or are you that girl that's fighting to get this figure that you did not have growing up or don't have? And do you feel like you're less of a woman because you don't have it? Y'all speak out. Let's let's talk. Let's talk about this because I think that somebody could help someone else. You know what I mean, to deal with these issues because this stuff could cause a lot of mental problems. A lot of women are, um, what'd you say, Charles? If she didn't have that, I wasn't chasing that. This has become a part of the package that some men are looking for. A lot of other qualities of women have become overlooked. Yeah, very true. A lot of the qualities are being overlooked. People are not, the good stuff. I mean, and I'm not here. Look, I'm just being 100. We gonna keep it real on this channel. Everything gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I used to be in that place. I used to have that thought process. But as I grew and matured, I understood that that's not the value of a woman. And even to this day, some women they don't really um, pride any of the other features that they have. Is basically about a butt, and I really believe that the standard um, is that because of what's portrayed, of course, on TV and on the everywhere we look. Most of the time you'll see females with certain type of shapes and all the different things like that on TV or magazines and stuff like that. You know what? What's crazy is, back in the day, man, there used to be this magazine called the Jet magazine. Some of y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all probably know, the page. Uh, ain't nobody talking to you, get that. So some of y'all know what I'm talking about. There was a little page in there where they would have it's like I forgot what it's called, something of the week or something like that. But he's go to that page and the woman is there, and during that time, most women were just trying to have a tight stomach or whatever like that, kind of get cut or whatever like that. But now, it's simply man. A girl could have, all of these issues going everywhere else, but as long as she got a butt, she don't care about nothing else, man. That's just her advertisement. Her advertisement is this, but because it's become the standard. But I want to encourage, you all out there that may be experiencing this, and then some of you men that are going through this, and young ladies, it was just for both people, for both genders. If you are that young lady that's trying to buy a butt, I encourage you not to buy one. Don't buy one, man. Just be comfortable with what you got. It's because if you okay, here's the thing. So if you're focused on getting a butt because you think that attracts men, then that's all he's going to be attracted to is your butt. So then what if your butt goes away? Or what if something happens and it's not there anymore? Then what? You know what I'm saying? What do we, what do we have? You know what I mean? So I don't think that your, prominent feature should be, hey, I gotta have a butt. I need to get a butt. And brothers, I don't think we need to pressure these women about butts. Oh, you got you got a flat one. You might need to do some squats or or something like that. Or oh man, she thick, man. I want to talk to her. And you got everybody is different sizes. Yeah, absolutely, man. They definitely gonna go into debt and buying them butts. I think they cost some thousands of dollars, man. And some of the folks need to get their money back, man, because some of that stuff be looking bad, man. Their legs look like they got little legs with a big butt. They don't even look right. Could at least got the made it match or something. They be having mismatched body parts and all that stuff. So we gotta pray for the folks, man. Just be comfortable. be comfortable, man, with what you got. I feel like that it shouldn't be a standard. A special person. Everybody, there's somebody for somebody, and I believe that. I believe that every person. There's a somebody for you out there somewhere. You don't have to look like the next person to try to, get that attention that you desire, because it's not necessary. The attention, you shouldn't be wanting it that bad. If you love you, you'll be comfortable with what you have. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Whose fault? And obviously, my theory. Anybody else believe that it's the parents' fault? Anybody got any disagreeing, with this? Anybody disagree that it's the parents' fault? All right, here we go. All right. I agree. I think that because men in society does make it a big deal or a possible deal breaker, that it has made a lot of women that do have large minds to feel they have some type of advantage, and now women make it a big deal amongst one another, but like you said, can have a body but no other substance. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with what you're saying. It's definitely, society has made that a standard, and people have made it seem as if it's a deal breaker, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean? One of these days, I'm gonna be blunt and let y'all know it. I mean, because it kind of don't make sense because of what the behind is used for. I don't, it's just kind of, whatever. But if you start thinking about it, it's like, oh, that is kind of weird. Why am I so attracted to, this one thing? But yeah, so let's see. The ideal look has impacted both sides, men influencing each other to look the same. I look at some cheeks and women going broke over attention. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I agree. So yeah, it is both, both sides. But I think that, and this is why it's important for you all that are having children or aspire to have children one day. I think that it's important that you pour into your children. Let your kids know that they're beautiful no matter what. You don't have to gas them up. You don't have to, separate them or tell one daughter she got a big butt and tell the other daughter, man, you need to eat some more because you don't have enough this and that like that. I've I've witnessed or I was talking with someone one day, and they told me that when they met one of the family members of the person that they were engaged to or about to get married to, they were conversing with them, and they looked at their legs and said, well, you got some skinny legs. You need to start eating so you can get some thighs. You need some bigger thighs. You need to get some hips. Somebody would tell them that. I'm like, well, who tells somebody that? Who tell them they need to get thighs and who need to get hips? So we really have a chicken box society, man. Everybody want thighs. Everyone want, legs and thighs. You want, butt, all that stuff like that. It's just, I think it sucks for people that don't have it, because it places them in a tough place because of what people say and what they were told and all those different things like that. So I think that it's important for people to start loving themselves, whether you got it or not, love yourself, and please stop buying them because it's not a good look. Kind of, I mean, they're falling apart. Some of them, they just look kind of bad. So, I appreciate y'all. Me logging in to watch my little show, but y'all encourage folks to change their mentality when it comes to this big booty standard, and because I don't think it should be a standard. I think that everybody should have a fair shot, especially if you got brains. I think we should open up the floor. I got to talk about this, so what makes a girl attractive anymore? Like, what is it? Is it just the butt? I mean, is there any other attractions? Is it just? Is it just the butt nowadays? Because that seems to be the focus, and it's such a maniacal focus. It's a key position, man. I got it. Who got a butt? Oh, I see her walking over there. Oh man, she thick. Oh man, I gotta get her. I gotta talk to her. So is that? Is that the only attraction? Is there any other attractions? Any fellas? Where the fellas at? Where y'all at, fellas? What's going on, fellas? What y'all got to say? Is there any other attraction? So why do men love big butts if that's not where? Okay, no, ask the question. We want to get this thing right. We're trying to see what's what. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I see where you're going, Tori. I see where you're going. I don't know. I think it's been it's just been talked about so much. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like when you hear something for so long and it's just become a part of the society. It's become the part of the norm. So they just it's just one of those things. It's almost like it's inexplainable. Like it's almost like you can't explain how did our mind get there, because when you analyze it, if you analyze it, it really don't make sense. If you sit there and think about it, you're like, hold on, wait, why do I like Why do I like butts? Like, uh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Tori, Tori said, it can be gay men because uh, men be having big butts too. That is the only way homosexuals have sex. That is very true. So that's why, as you start growing older, you start to think about that thing and say, man, why do I like butts? That's not, when a person is married, you know, the sexual intercourse shouldn't be there. So it's like in my mind, like, why do I like butts? What is but so you can tell that's something that a person has been, trained into, or the environment. Because I remember it's been a while ago, I think it was this video on, and I think some lady was talking about, I forgot what she called it, the chocolate swirl something, or something she was saying that it made me think so hard. Like, you know what? Why are men, and why are we attracted to butts? Like, why? What makes us attracted to butts? But it's something that has been instilled into us. Like, it's like one of those things that people talk about, people voice. So many people say it, like, oh man, she thick. So now, if just think about this, so my son is about to be 14, right? So him growing up, he's a teenager, so he's going through hormones, all the stuff like that. He's going through puberty, going through all this little hormone stuff. So if he's around me and we're in the mall or something like that, every female that passed by, I'm like, dang, look at her. Ooh, look at her thighs. Look at her butt. Oh, man. So me saying that, every day we go to the mall, every day we go out. So now in his mind, he's going to be sexually driven by that, because that's the attraction part. You know what I mean? So it's psychological, if you want to be honest. It's psychological. It's something that is been placed in the mind. So now when men see it, because I mean, to be honest, man, I don't have a explanation. I don't. Any of y'all brothers want to voice out? What's the explanation? Like, why do we like butts? Like, what is the explanation? What is why is it that that's something that catches our attention? Why? Anybody got any more than what I've said already? Because I believe it has to be because of something that was instilled or said or voiced a myriad of times, in order for our thought process to be like, if she don't have a butt, I don't want to talk to her, or man, her butt look good, or whatever like that. So any of your fellas out there that want to chime in a little bit, to say why, is there a reason why? Is it because you were trained around that environment, or what's the reason why? Because besides the explanation that I just given, I don't have another one. I don't. I don't. I really don't. But Tori, you made some great points. Vontae, face, voice, eyes, calves, emotional intelligence. That's some good stuff. Yeah, you know what? That used to be a thing back in the day. The way a woman sound, how she sound. Nowadays, man, she can sound like me, but as long as she got a butt, man, she gonna get somebody. she she can have a deep voice. She she can sound like somebody's uncle. But as long as she got a butt nowadays, man, please, man, they'll say, man, anybody care about her voice, man, she got a butt, so we'll let it be. All right. I've always been fatigued, and despite the big butt standard, I've always been confident I was, and what I had to offer. If you don't like me, for me, then you're not an attractive one. So I would just advise other women without big bucks to just be confident in themselves and what they have to offer, because if that's all a man is worried about, he's gonna be attentive to other big butt women while you're with them. That's very true. That's very true, because if that's the only attraction, that's there. That's the only thing that, he's seeing. And, and you know what? Even if you have one, and because you're getting one, just so he can be attracted to you, he still is attracted to butts. So it ain't just gonna be your butt that he's attracted to. So it's gonna be whatever butt they walk by, whatever big butt is over there. He's gonna be watching. And man, she might be next on the list because it's if it's just a butt, you know what I mean. Um, all right, impressions from other men, me for example, from my brothers that made it become a desire. Yeah. So it becoming a desire by instilling it in the mind. So I think that's a very good point. So I definitely encourage everybody that's listening. I'll be having some real talks every night at midnight. Just kind of talk about some of the stuff that a lot of folks probably ain't gonna talk about, but I want to talk about it because I want to know. And I want to just, have conversations, about stuff like this to help people because I think it's important for, on each side. I think that a man should, be receptive to a woman, whether butt or not, and a woman, I think that you should love yourself enough to where your butt isn't the most, featured thing on your body. So when you start taking your pictures, you can stand up straight. When you taking your pictures, you could, you ain't gotta turn to the side. You ain't gotta, turn around and all that stuff like that. Because even so, doing stuff like that, it pushes the attraction more to being or wanting that specific desire there as well. So that's kind of my show tonight. Anybody got anything to say? And what I'm trying to do is try to get this thing to where I can be able to co-host. I have some other people kind of chime in and kind of get on the mic with me. But there it is, y'all. Y'all can share my little thing, like it. I'll be on YouTube as well, so you can replay it. But that's all I got tonight. So, my goal here is to inspire smiles and behaviors through great talks. Inspiring smiles and behaviors through great talks. So that's my episode tonight. We'll be back on here tomorrow. And my topic for tomorrow, let's see, is should I live with you before we get married to make sure everything is good? So I think that's going to be a pretty good topic, talking about, why people live together before they get married. Should they do it? Should they not do it? Why? What's the standard with that? Well, we know what our standard is, but, why do people do it? Do you think it's a good idea? So we're just keeping it real. I'll be back on here tomorrow at 12 midnight. So we'll talk about that. Should I live with you before we get married, just to make sure everything good? So I know some folks like to, they want to make sure how it's gonna be. So we gotta test it out. Should we stay together for a couple of weeks before we get married to see what's what? So I'm pretty curious to see, how that conversation goes. So, well, again, Pastor P, I'm out. Appreciate y'all tuning in.